Hey, this is Dizzy Reed from Guns N' Roses, and you're watching GNR Central. Yeah!
Hey everybody, what's going on, and welcome to GNR Central, and we got some news for you guys today. So we're going to kick things off with a story that came out in early September regarding how much Guns N' Roses earned per average, how much they earned on average per show. So according to Vindy.com, they listed the top 5 global concert tours and they ranked it by average box office gross per city. So that includes the average ticket price for shows worldwide. Now, I don't think this includes the merchandising as well. So the list is based on data provided to the trade publication Polestar by concert promoters and venue managers. So number 1 was Taylor Swift. She brought in $11.24 million and with an average ticket price of $127.21. The Rolling Stones, meanwhile, brought in almost $9 million with an average ticket price of $155.26. Jay-Z and Beyonce's joint tour took in $6.6 million with an average ticket price of $111.42. While surprisingly, Celine Dion brought in $4.8 million with an average ticket price of a whopping $213. Now, Guns N' Roses were 5th on the list. They brought in an average of $4.13 million per show with an average ticket price of $96.46. So I'm not really surprised by the top 5, although I'm surprised Celine Dion is charging so much for her concert tours. So Slash did an interview recently where he talked about how much his past records have cost him to make. You know, nowadays it's really lower budgets for a lot of these records that they're putting out. They definitely don't have the $1 million budgets that they did back in the day. So Slash revealed in an interview that he told Japan's Rock City that his upcoming album with Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators, Living the Dream, is his first Pro Tools recorded album after using only analog in the past. So Slash revealed that analog albums in the past would cost him about $100,000. And the new album is produced by Michael Elvis Basquet, who previously worked on 2014's World on Fire. The album was recorded at Snake Pit Studios with the exception of the drums. So according to Slash in the interview, he said, "We didn't do the drums at Snake Pit because it just didn't have enough it didn't have a high enough ceiling for that. But everything else, it's great," Slash told Rock City. "I mean, it's only a 16-track board in there, and we did this entire record on that. We mixed over at Elvis's place in Florida, but other than that, it's totally functional. It sounds really good." He went on to say, "It's just too expensive making analog records for me, out of pocket, because in this day and age of making records, the chances of you seeing a return on a record that cost you $100,000 or more to make, it just really isn't cost effective," Slash explained. "So we did it on Pro Tools and we just bounced everything into some 40 some odd tracks." Slash went on to say he was very concerned at first about making the album on Pro Tools, but his mind was put at ease by Elvis's assurance that everything would turn out to his satisfaction. Elvis pretty much is a genius, so he is somebody that appreciates analog recording as well, Slash said. He's one of the best guys at taking a digital recording and making it sound warm enough. All things considered, because it wouldn't be a Slash interview without him saying that, when I listened to the record we just did, it doesn't strike me right off the bat as being a digital record. So that's really all you're striving to do. Just making something that sounds warm and doesn't have a digital click to it, so I think we've managed to pull it off. So Slash did an interview with The Australian where he talked a bit about the Velvet Revolver breakup. We talked a bit a couple weeks ago about how Slash said that Velvet Revolver was no fun for him, although they did write some cool songs. So in the interview, he did take some responsibility for the breakup of the band. So in the interview, he cited Rose's constant lateness at his own reason for leaving Guns N' Roses in '96, after which he formed Slash's Snake Pit, and then Velvet Revolver, leaving Rose as the sole founding member. So Velvet Revolver fell apart in 2008, with Slash citing his own and singer Scott Weiland's chemical issues for the dissolution. He had a defibrillator fitted to correct his heart condition resulting from his years of excess, and by the time he formed Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators in 2010, he was clean. That helped pave the way for Guns N' Roses reunion few thought could ever happen. We also had a tour date announcement from Slash. So we heard rumors last week. I remember somebody messaged me and said, "Hey, next couple days you're going to see a Slash announcement about 2019 European tour dates," and sure enough, those dropped. So throughout the months of February and March, he's going to be touring all over Europe. So it's going to kick off on February 7th in Germany. He's going to be playing Czech Republic, Austria, Poland. And they're almost playing back-to-back dates, or maybe there's like 2 days in between. And then they head over to the UK to play 4 shows. And then from there, they'll play France, Belgium, Netherlands, Norway, and Sweden. They'll have about a week off, or maybe 5 days off at the end of February. And then they'll start again in Germany with a couple shows, playing Switzerland, Italy, and then they'll end the European tour with France, Spain, and then Portugal. So the tickets are going to go on sale on Wednesday, September 19th. So Slash, meanwhile, gave a really good interview to LA Weekly. It was pretty thoroughly detailed, so I've summarized it up on our blog. I've also linked to the entire article, but here's basically what he said. So this interview started off by Slash recognizing the interviewer was wearing a Misfits shirt, and Slash regretted missing the Misfits reunion shows due to the activity in Guns N' Roses. He talked about finishing the record Living the Dream between January and May of this year when Guns N' Roses were off. He said a lot of material was written during 2015 as well. Slash said the following of Miles Kennedy, saying he's a really laid-back, easygoing, unassuming, no airs, no rockstar attitude kind of guy. He also discussed first meeting Miles back in 2010 and touring with him. They also interviewed a number of Slash's bandmates and former bandmates. So Miles talked about initially declining the invitation to sing at Guns N' Roses Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony. And then Slash talked a bit about the songwriting process with Miles and the Conspirators, saying, I'll start the music part and then he'll start coming up with melodies and then the words, Slash says. To give credit where credit's due, when I come up with an idea, it's really the input from Todd, Brent, and even Frank on this record. They just do with it what they will. Sometimes I might have a bass line or a drum idea, maybe another guitar part, but for the most part, they just make up their own stuff. So the album Living the Dream's opening track, Call of the Wild, sounds a bit like Welcome to the Jungle, according to the author. Slash also said he's looking forward to playing smaller venues since he's been playing stadiums with Guns N' Roses. He claimed the stadium gigs this time around with Guns N' Roses were more intimate than the Use Your Illusion tour. He also said that fans can probably expect maybe one Velvet Revolver or Snake Pit song, and that's about it. Don't expect much, if any, Guns N' Roses songs on his upcoming tour. Slash also talked about starting his own label in 2010 and how he doesn't want to work with big labels. He also talked about the record labels not paying attention to Napster and how the top 40 artists conform to the industry standard, and he said those who don't have a harder time getting success. They also interviewed some other musicians who play with Slash, including Duff McKagan, Richard Fortus, Steven Adler, Gilby Clarke, and Mike Inez, who all, of course, had good things to say about Slash. Slash also talked a bit about playing Chinese Democracy songs and how they were great and the band sounded good. He also said that Guns N' Roses will be working together for the foreseeable future, but stopped short of talking about a new Guns record. He also talked about loving LA, and he also said it was great working with Richard Fortus, and playing with Richard made him play the guitar better. Now, if you guys are a Nightrain member, you guys know you get some exclusive perks and stuff that other non-members don't get. I personally think Nightrain's a complete waste of money and not worth the price of admission. But if you guys do follow Guns N' Roses on Twitter, they did have a free giveaway. So if you guys were in the LA area, they were giving the first 10 Nightrain members with their fan club shirt and lanyard at the Old Tower Records location on Sunset. They got a rare limited edition of Appetite for Destruction red cassette tape. So only 2 people showed up, at least from what I saw on social media. One of the people who showed up, we've actually met before. We had a group dinner with like Guns N' Roses fans who wanted to meet us and just hang out before the show at the Staples Center, and we met this one fan named Cynthia who showed up, and I didn't really talk with her before, but she's a pretty big fan, and she was one of the people who actually went and showed up and got the red cassette tape in LA. Now, Guns N' Roses also had their song licensed to a Netflix show. I don't watch the show, but I want to thank Christopher for sending me this tidbit. So there's a TV show called Insatiable on Netflix. So at the end of season 1, and this is a spoiler for any of you guys who were watching the show, they use the Guns N' Roses song I Used to Love Her. So I've got the clip up on my channel, on my blog. It's from somebody's channel who put it up, and it's basically the very last episode, the final scene of season 1. So basically there's a lady who kills a person, and she admits it to another character, and that's when they start playing Used to Love Her, and that's basically how it ends the first season. So if you guys want to see the full scene, I've linked to it down below. So we've also got some news about Slash's other son, who hasn't really been in the news. We know that London's got his band Classes Act. They're going to be opening a show for for Slash at the Hollywood Palladium in October. So it turns out his other son is also getting his foot in the music business. Cash appears to be like more of a hip-hop fan, so he got a shout out from his dad on social media. Slash said, check out my kid Cash's Instagram page. He's making some pretty cool beats. And I went to his Instagram page, and he's got about 25,000 followers, and he's selling his beats online. So if you go to his Instagram page, you'll see that he's got a little description of his profile saying you can even buy Cash Hudson's beats. His header reads, DM me to buy beats. Let's work. One beat is $25 to $75. Send me your email and pay money. At least one beat posted every week. So you guys can go listen to some of his music. below. One of the guys said it was awful. I'm not really into hip-hop, but I'm sure some of you guys are, so you guys can go check that out in the link below. And that does it for today's news video, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm still catching up on the news for the past couple of weeks since I've been off, but I'm almost there. So thanks for watching, guys. Have yourself a good one. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and have yourself a good week. Take care.
What's going on? It's Alex Graspop from Hookers and Blow, and you're watching GNR Central. Right on.